Okay, I'm going to start this off by saying, if you think Darvin Ham is a good basketball coach, I don't know what to tell you. Like, the Lakers are playing amazing right now. And to start the season off, things were kind of rocky. It was really inconsistent. We didn't see a lot of effort. And I think the play style was just really bad. I think JJ was trying to find his feet and all of that stuff. The team was kind of gelling together. It's always a new roster in LA, right? And some of the key pieces were still there, but things just didn't look like they were flowing together. Now, since January, the team is flowing. Right? They're playing a lot harder. The defense is flying around. The role players are showing up. The team is just performing a lot better. What's up, people? Welcome to my channel. I'm Chris, and this is Coaching from the Couch. Now, I want to break down why the Lakers are playing so well and why they look like a contender. I know Mark Williams isn't coming to LA and all of that stuff. I know, but I'll get to that in a minute. That still doesn't mean that this team cannot contend. So let's break down why they're doing so good. Number one is the defense. This defense has been in about top 10 range since January. And I think this is how NBA season should go. In the beginning, you're going to be a little rocky trying to find your identity and get in the flow of things. Once you get that foundation set, you can kind of build on it, right? And there are a few reasons why the defense is playing so good. The first thing I believe is JJ adjusted his coaching. I don't think the average fan is paying attention to it, but early in the season, the Lakers were switching everything, and it was really lazy switches too, right? So when a team wants to hunt a certain player because they have an advantage, if you're willing to switch that super easy, that makes it easy on the offense. And since JJ has made the adjustment where, hey, no, you got to fight through this screen. You guys got to communicate. We're going to ice it and whatever it is. Now the team is playing a lot better. That's what you want, is you want the players to have to play with more effort. And I think that's the second thing. See, when you're in a game where you don't have to fight through screens and you can just be lazy, then I think you slow down with your effort. You're not playing as hard. You're not trying as hard. You can just be lazy. When a guy comes up, set a screen, you can just back up. And I think for guys like Rui Hachimura, he's not a great defender, right? I don't think he ever will be, and that's fine. Everybody doesn't have to be this superstar perfect defender. But with Rui, you just want to see effort, right? Like Steph is not a great defender, but Steph is really good at getting in the right place and just being there. And early in his career, he was terrible at that. But over the years, he got better. And I think coaching has a lot to do with that. So now Rui is playing in better positions. Like there was one possession earlier in the season where I saw him literally run in the circle and he was just lost. He didn't know who to defend, what was going on. And LeBron is looking at him like, bro, what in the world are you doing? You don't want that. That's terrible defense aligned with terrible effort. There's no way you can look like you're playing good defense when you're literally running in a circle like a cartoon. Like it's just not going to work. Obviously, the addition of DFS and Shake Milton have changed the defensive flow as well. Another reason why I think the Lakers are playing so well is the speed, right? They started playing a lot faster, and honestly, I'm going to say this. A lot of Laker fans might be mad. Don't get mad at me. You see the shirt. I'm a Laker fan myself. But when Anthony Davis went out with his injury, sometime I think it was in January with the groin injury, the team started playing a lot faster, right? And I think with AD's game, you have to slow the game down sometimes, where when you're slowing it down, you're trying to get him set up in a post and offense flows through him, right? And that makes everything have to slow down and damn near stop pretty much every time. And it's like playoff basketball offense in the regular season. And I don't think that's always bad, but it just was terrible for the roster they have, right? Because again, a lot of their guys, if they're not playing well, it's slowing the game down. It kind of like opens them up to more of their flaws. And even on defense, a lot of times, man, AD is a great defender, incredible. I think he's one of the top two-way guys in the league. I don't think that's a discussion at this point. But his effort, man, oh my God. Sometimes watching a game is frustrating because he's the guy that if he doesn't get the foul call or if he misses a shot he feel like he should have made, he will slow down and jog back on defense. No effort. None. And I'm not saying LeBron is out here playing full speed. I'm not saying every possession you got to run like you're the bench player who never plays. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that sometimes Anthony Davis's effort was a problem for me. Sometimes his motor was a problem for me. I know there's somebody out there who can agree with me on that. Like, he's amazing, incredible. I think Hall of Famer. But his effort, man, his effort was something that always just bothered me. And when he went out with that injury, before the Luka trade and all of that stuff, I saw the team kind of start playing differently. They were playing a lot faster. Look at that game against the Knicks. The team was out there flying around. AD wasn't there to protect the paint, but when they started doubling Karl Anthony Towns and he had to figure out how to work around a double team, which he's terrible at, by the way, like the team looked amazing because when they doubled him, everybody would just swing and rotate around. Even guys like Rui, Gabe Vincent, DFS, obviously, Vando. Oh my God. Like the defense is playing so much more frantic and fast. And I think that's because AD, not partially, I really don't want to say it that way. Like the speed of the game was there for the Lakers because AD wasn't out there. I'm not saying they played better defense because they didn't have him. I want to be clear on that. Now, there are a lot of individual players that I want to highlight, and this is a part of why the team is playing better. One thing we heard about LeBron his entire career is that he always needs help. But what people fail to realize and really put together is the context, right? You could have good players on your team that are solid role players, but if they don't show up, then yeah, you need help because that role player isn't playing their role. I don't know why that's so hard for people to understand. I feel like people try not to acknowledge that because it's LeBron. Whereas when I remember watching the younger Lakers, Lamar Odom, Paul Gasol, even Trevor Ariza, these guys played their roles around Kobe so Kobe could be Kobe. LeBron needing that it doesn't make him any less of a player. Every superstar player needs their role players to play good. And all of these guys are showing up now. Vando, him coming back has just been incredible for the Lakers defense. This guy is that pressure guy where as soon as he gets in the game, the other team somehow, some way turns the ball over. Like he's that guy that's just everywhere all the time. Like he's probably guarding the other team's best player, but for some reason, he always finds a way to get this random rebound or a deflection or something. And having those kind of dogs, like every team needs a dog. And Vando is one of the best dogs in the league because he's not out there trying to go and score or play outside of his role. He wants to come out there and make your best player have the worst night possible. That's all he wants to do. And if you're a hooper, you know that guys like that are annoying as hell to play against, man, because they are dedicated. They don't want to do nothing else but stop you from scoring. Now, the funny thing is, Vando will still go out here and get a bucket here or there, and it's always that one bucket you need. There's a little scrappy rebound, and next thing you know, he got this putback. And the other night, he hit a three. Like, if he's hitting threes, your night's done. Just hang it up. Sub the starters out and just let this one ride out, man. You're done. And then Rui Hachimura, we got to give him his credit. Over the last 5 games, he's over 20 points. He's playing a lot better defensively, like I said. He's just being more aware, getting in the right spaces. I think with him, because he's not this super athletic defender, I feel like the coaching is helping here because his mindset seems like it's changed because he's fighting more for rebounds. He's getting in the right spots better. Just being in the right place at 6'9" makes you a good defender. I know that sounds crazy, but it's that easy, honestly, when you're that big. And I know a lot of Laker fans had him in a trade machine, but this is a role player guy I think the coaching and encouragement needs to be there. Like some guys need the leadership of you're yelling at them and, you got to scream at them to get the best out of them. For Rui, he needs a pat on the back. He needs that pat on the back and just, hey, go stand over there and you rotate here and you help there. Like that's what you need, right? So his 3-point shooting has been incredible. Like I don't think the Lakers should let go of Rui. Just keep him around because he's playing very well and I think he will long term. Another one we cannot forget. Gabe Vincent. He's finally showing up. And I want to say this. I was one of the people that I had lost my patience with Gabe. I'm not going to hold you because it was so long that he was getting minutes and just wasn't showing up. Pretty much all of last season, when he wasn't hurt, when he was playing, he was not showing up. But now he is killing it. And I think his confidence is back because he's not passing up wide open shots. He's taking that, that pump fake sidestep 3. It's perfect. Like he's playing incredibly, incredibly well. And I love that addition he adds when Reeves is out or LeBron is out. We haven't even seen him with Luka yet. So him coming in the next game, him scoring the way he did against the Warriors and just the way he shows up, super important for the team overall. My biggest question here is, are the Lakers still contenders, right? You see the thumbnail. Are they still contenders? I think because this team has found their flow and they're playing with so much speed, they are contenders. I think LeBron and Luka will be able to play together. I don't know why people are even saying that. I think people just say wild things because they dislike LeBron and know the good clicks. That's what I really believe. Because even though these guys play the same style of basketball, they are two of the smartest players to ever walk on the court. Like, ever. If Luka is a guy y'all say he is in Dallas, why would that change because he's in a Laker form playing with LeBron? Man, I think when it comes to the Lakers specifically, people don't realize how quickly narratives change. Like how quickly this player is terrible because he's in the Lakers. He's only getting hyped up because he's in LA. Then when they go to another team, they're all of a sudden a good player. Like the narrative switching up. Like when the Lakers had AD and the roster, everything, it was, oh man, this team is terrible. But now I'm hearing all the NBA legends say that Dallas is a contender. But he was just street clothes when he was a Laker guy. I saw a couple of people on Twitter say this. Anthony Davis is going to win a Defensive Player of the Year in the next year or two because he's not a Laker. Like, I just want to put that out there. I think adding somebody like Luka could slow down the defense. But if we look at what Luka did just last year, just a year ago, with the roster he had, they got to the finals. In the Western Conference, which I think is not an easy thing to do. There are not as many bottom feeder teams in the West. Now, the trade with, Dalton Knecht going to the Hornets for Mark Williams and a bunch of other pieces did fail. Mark Williams failed his physical. I'm not as low on this as most Laker fans are, honestly. I'm not like sitting here crying that we didn't get a center and all of that stuff, because the truth is the team is playing really well. Like, outside of Jokic, what other bigs do you really need the bigs for? Like, Jokic, the main one. Other than that, the small ball the Lakers are playing, the frantic defense, the speed. Like, when they played the Warriors, they were getting behind the Warriors' defense nonstop. And I think that'll become a normal thing for this team because they're just playing everything faster. Because AD isn't out there. They don't have a big man slowing the game down. Everybody on the floor can defend or shoot. Like, when you have that kind of defense, I compare it to like the high level D1 teams that are like, mid-major, and they don't have that 7-footer like a lot of the bigger D1 teams, like top tier blue chips and all of that stuff. They play really well. And when they get those upsets, it's because they have a lot of guys that will hustle the hell out of them. They nonstop the whole game. They're playing full speed. They're going hard. And then they shoot. You ever see Duke or North Carolina, one of them big schools, get upset by a mid-major? It's always speed, hard defense, and they making shots. And I think that obviously the NBA is different because there are more bigs, and most teams usually have one. But if you can get around the Nuggets and Jokic, I think you'll be fine. There are not that many teams that have these super dominant big men that are going to take you in the low post and bully you. Like, Jokic is one of the few. Embiid is like that. He doesn't play enough. AD is like that. But honestly, that groin injury, he'll probably be out for at least a month. Like, there aren't that many dominant bigs that are going to kill you. And again, if you're getting guys like Rui to play hard and rebound, Vando is out there rebounding, LeBron is rebounding, Luka is not a terrible rebounder. I mean, I think you'll be fine. So I believe the Lakers can still be contenders after all of these trades, all of these moves, and last thing, I want to give credit to JJ. I think JJ has done an amazing job this season in making more adjustments and getting better as the season has gone on. I don't know if he's in the coach of the year discussion, but if they continue on this trend, I feel like he has to be. So what do you think? Do you think the Lakers are contenders? Do you think that this whole little run is fake? Because they've won 10 of their last 11 now. I think they're on the way, and I think the West is not as tight a race as we thought it was. So I'm looking forward to seeing this playing out. Let me know what you think down in the comments down below.